Hi everyone, welcome to Step by Step. My name is Paj YoungBlood and I'm a naturopath amongst other things, but today I'm going to talk about flower essence. Flower essences are liquid, energetic remedies derived from living flowers. They bring about the natural dynamic energy of the plant directly into the human electro system, where they work to bring about movement towards greater health and balance. Because of their energetic and living quality, they work directly and deeply in the emotional system, assisting in the release of early and later wounding and trauma. These early imprints suppressed within the emotional system are today considered one of the main causes of many types of disease or imbalance. I think that what I'm going to do first is actually show you what a flower essence is. A flower essence, let's say I'm going to go outside and I'm going to collect some pine, and we're going to pretend like this is sterile, and we're going to put it in water, and we're going to set this in the sunshine, and we're going to just let it cook for a few hours. So what this has done is got the energy from the pine into the water. Then we're going to pour it into a little bottle and add brandy to it as a preservative, and voila, you have a pine essence. Now, why would someone make pine essence? Well, they've done lots of research on different flowers and plants and trees, and usually why someone would take pine essence is for guilt. Okay, so the flower essence will address a negative emotion and replace it with a positive emotion. So you have the basis for making a pine flower essence. And I'm going to go on and talk about the guy who invented this. His name is Dr. Edward Bach. Now, believe it or not, this guy was an MD and he was also a surgeon. And when I went on Google to find out about him, it was funny because here he is, a medical doctor, and they still had to put a disclaimer on there. So I'm going to read this disclaimer. No information found here under any circumstances can be used for medical purposes. If you or anyone close to you is affected or believed to be affected by any condition mentioned here, see your doctor. And then it goes on to say that flower essence is a system of quackery in which mental problems are treated with extracts from plants. That was just so funny to me. The guy is a doctor. So he was born in September, a Virgo, and September 1986. As a boy, Edward had shown a keen interest in human suffering. He worked in his father's brass factory, where working with the co-workers who would have different negative emotions like apathy or loneliness or sadness or depression, he found that that affected their physical health. The longer that he worked with his father, he knew that that was not going to be his life's calling, and he decided that he was either going to be a minister or a doctor when he grew up. Luckily for us, the invention of flower essence was made when he decided to become a medical doctor, believe it or not. He studied medicine at the University College Hospital in London, where he was also a surgeon. It is said that he was a particular doctor because he didn't pay attention to disease. He felt more comfortable sitting at the bed with his patients, talking about their life and their feelings. Can you imagine a doctor who doesn't have an appointment or is not looking at their watch? Anyway, he absolutely amazed everyone. He decided that illness came from negative emotions. For instance, the woman who had asthma, very frightened woman, her son had moved away. When her son moved back, the asthma went away. The man who lost his job and his wife already could not work, he was worried, he had an ulcer, but when he got work, the ulcer went away. Despite the success of his work with orthodox medicine, he felt dissatisfied with the way doctors were expected to just look at diseases and not look at the patient. So he accepted a new position at a London homeopathic hospital. This later influenced his work with flower essences. At the age of 43, Bach gave up his practice and decided to return to nature and discover a cure for people. Just as he abandoned his work, he abandoned everything that he had learned in the medical field, and he decided to study flowers. I would love to know how he came to that conclusion. So what he decided was that each plant, each tree, would correspond to a negative emotion. In the wintertime, he would talk to his patients and find out what was bothering them. And in the summertime and springtime, he would collect flowers and make remedies. And the following winter, he would come back to his patients and he would give them a remedy. He found that when he treated the personalities and feelings of his patients, their unhappiness and physical distress would be alleviated as the natural healing potential in their bodies were unblocked and allowed to work once more. It was in the lanes and the fields around his home that he found the remedies that he needed. He would suffer the emotional state that he needed to cure and then try various plants and flowers until he found the one single plant that would help him. In this way, through great personal suffering and sacrifice, he completed his life's work, and he died in 1936. Dr. Bach came up with 36 remedies. Some of those are like aspen, fear, and this is for the fear of the unknown. He had willow for self-pity, crabapple for self-hatred. So by taking any one of these remedies, and if it's for a negative emotion, then it would be corrected into a positive emotion. So with the pine here, it is for guilt. So if you take this essence, it is supposed to help you get rid of your guilty feelings. The most famous of his remedies is called the Bach Flower Rescue Remedy. And these are only drops, and they're a combination of a few remedies. And so you would use this if your parent who has Alzheimer's is nervous about getting into the car or going to the doctor. You could use it on your pets. You could use it for your children. You could use it for adults. You could use it before going to surgery. You could use it in childbirth. You could use it if you're getting married. So this is a natural stress reliever. There are many, many remedies on the planet right now. If you go online, you're going to find things like Australian bush remedies. You're going to find lots of books also. Bach, Green Frog, Green Hope, Diva. Hundreds of companies have different kinds of flower remedies. Check it out sometime. I think you're going to be really surprised. The other one that I would like to talk about along with this show, since we had people here from hospice, is the Australian bush remedy called Transition. Now, Transition is for patients who are in hospice and they are nearing the end of their life and they're scared. It is also for their caretakers not to be scared. I realized that this was a small snapshot of what flower essences can do for you and your loved ones. Know that flower essences cannot interfere with anything that you are taking. They are flower essences. They are safe for your loved ones, people suffering from Alzheimer's, for pets, for children. Do your research and please welcome this modality into your life. I want to thank you for watching Step by Step. My name is Paj YoungBlood. I think I'm going to take a few drops of Rescue Remedy. That's so good. And now I'm going to return to Maxine, the host of this show.